Welcome back to Enshrouded, everyone. Today I'm going to build a cozy winter cabin in the mountain biome. And I've always wanted to do a little cozy build in the mountains using some of the new materials from the Albaneve Summits update. So I hope you enjoy this build, and without further ado, sit back, get cozy, and let's get started. The location I chose for this build is a cozy little meadows area, kind of in the middle of nowhere in the mountain biome. You can see if I open my map here, we are pretty much at the edge of the world, right near Balefire Stronghold Lance Point, which is the stronghold right below Howling Peak there. And it actually took me a while to find a location like this, because my requirements for this build were that it was relatively flat, as well as having snow on the ground, and being under an area where the big storm clouds pass overhead to create the snowstorms in the mountains, since that was kind of the cozy feel I was going for this build. And there's a lot of great spots in other areas of the mountains that are on big rocks or cliffs that would make for good fortress building locations or underground builds, but not many little meadowsy areas like this one. So when I found this spot, I thought it was the perfect place for this project. And with that, I will go over the foundation layout for this build, because I've done a little bit of pre-planning here. And I started by placing a level 1 flame altar down, and I sat it down into the ground a bit because this build is going to be on a basement, as well as have a little bit of an elevated deck here. So I wanted these foundation walls to stick up above the terrain just a little bit. And it also adds an element of realism, because if it were to snow and the snow piles up along the side of the house, you'll often notice that other mountain houses where there's a lot of snow will have a taller foundation wall so that the snow is not sitting against the siding of the house, which could cause the siding to rot. So I just like the look of an elevated foundation wall there. And for the walls themselves, I just used this wide wall blueprint and alternated it with some granite and polished granite, which I really like. And I may just switch to using one or the other, but I thought it could be cool to add some texture or figure out a way to kind of blend the two nicely after the fact. And it's just 3 of these wall blueprints wide by 5 of the blueprints long. So a 3x5 foundation. And then for the floor, I just used the granite block because I really like the mosaic look that it gives here. So with that, I think I'm going to start working on the next floor here, or I guess technically the first floor, just so I have something to stand on as I do the rest of the build. So I'm going to turn snapping on and use the conifer wood block here for the floor. I think that'll give a good contrast. I'll mostly stick to the materials that are found in the Albaneve Summits here. I really do think that they fit the mountain atmosphere really nicely. So with that done, I think I can start working on the walls now. And for those, I'm going to start by placing one of these polished granite pillars at each of the corners of the build, just to make it feel more structurally supported and give a little bit of depth and texture to the walls. I'm also going to place 2 of them on either side of the center floor blueprint, because this is going to be the opening for my front door. And while I'm doing the doorway here, I may as well outline a little deck here. Maybe 3 of those blueprints wide. That looks pretty good. And I'm going to destroy these corners here to bring some more polished granite supports down. So just kind of off the ground there. And I want them to stick up above the surface of the deck by 2 blocks. So something that looks just like this. Oops. There we go. Destroy that top section. That's looking pretty nice. Little front deck there, feels more supported. Now I want to go to my door frame blueprint, again with the polished granite, turn snapping off, and go into the new first-person building mode. And I would like to kind of snap a little layer of trim right above the tops of these pillars. So something like this. You can use Q and the scroll wheel on mouse and keyboard to kind of bring the blueprint closer or farther away from you, which makes it really easy in combination with the first-person building mode. So I'm just going to add these around, and then in between each of the pillars, I'm going to put an extra polished granite block, because you can see it kind of creates those little stepped textures there, which can, I don't know, look a little more like an archway and then I'll put the walls behind it on this layer to add that depth and texture to the walls. So I'm going to finish that all the way around the build. There we go, something that looks just like that. I think that's looking pretty good. And now I will start working on the walls. So I'm going to go to my door frame blueprint again, turn snapping off, first person, and go to my tarred wood block. And I'm actually going to use this for the first 2 blocks of the walls. So setting it back, not on this front row, but 1 row back. And I want to stack them at 2 blocks high, because I usually do my windows at about 2 blocks high to start the windows. And I really like how this adds sort of a log cabin look for the bottom of the walls there, which could just add some texture. And then I'll continue the rest of the way up with the conifer wood block. So I'll just go ahead and do this all the way around. There we go. That looks nice. And now I will just take my conifer wood block and continue these walls the rest of the way, kind of just phasing it down into those tarred wood blocks there. Something like that all the way around the build. And now that the walls are done, I'm going to work on the second floor here. And I'm just going to do that again out of the conifer wood block with snapping turned on. And I could choose to block out the windows and divide the rooms and everything inside, but I think I'm just going to focus on getting the entire outer shell of the house done. Get the floors finished, the walls done, the roof, and then worry about the smaller details. So there we go. There's kind of our first floor, and now it's time to start outlining the roof. Alright, after a bit of planning, this is what I've come up with for the roof outline. It may seem a little bit confusing now, and I'm actually going to be doing this roof similar to how I do my mossy roofs for my forest village projects, but this time I'm going to do a snowy roof. So I've basically just taken a random block, doesn't matter which one, and outlined sort of a front profile for my roof. We go into, and then into, basically 7 times, and then in 1, up 1, 2, 3, 4 times, and then up 2, up 2, up 3, up 3. So that's kind of the front profile, which is a really big profile there. And the side profile, I'm actually going to sort of have this loft that kind of ties in up here. And the side profile is just over 2, and then up 1, up 1, up 1, up 2, up 3, up 3. So that's the side profile, and I'm going to tie this front profile into the wall of the side profile here. And I just think it'll add a lot of cool texture to the roof. We can kind of step down here, see how that might look. I may even add a little chimney kind of in between the 2 roof lines, just to make it look a little more interesting there. You can see I've also just added a little wooden door. I think that looks nice as a little double door there. So basically the next step, now that we have the roof outline, is to go into first person mode. So take the roof block that I'm going to use, which is going to be the granite shingles roof block. I think that'll look nice for this project. Of course, it'll be covered in snow, but nonetheless, I think I'm still going to use it because sections of it may be exposed. I'm basically just going to continue these profiles all the way back, just placing the granite roof block 1 block at a time, all the way back until they basically kind of meet up. This one is going to continue all the way across to this side, and then this front profile is basically going to come and mesh in to this profile. So it'll make more sense when it's finished, I think. So I'll show you guys when it's done. This part is just kind of the tedious part, but takes some time if you want to get some interesting roof textures. So I really like that. And then again, you can turn voxel detail models off if these little roof texture thingies start distracting you. And for this center section, I may even be able to get away with just using my little 2-meter roof blueprint here. And yeah, that'll be a lot easier, as you can see there. I can just use that when I can. So I'll get back with you guys in a bit. Okay, here we go. The block section of the roof is now finished, and I'm pretty happy with how that turned out. I'll just go over it quickly from the outside here. You can see how it looks. I've kind of brought the front section out a little bit there, just as kind of a little point on the front. And I think that looks pretty nice. It meshes together nicely and everything. And then I've also gone ahead and kind of outlined a few windows here. I've done some front windows here, and for those I'm just using the carved wooden window frame as the frame for those windows there, and then the, I think, yeah, ornate wooden window frame for the shutters. So I've got 2 windows on the sides there. I decided where I wanted a staircase to go, kind of in this corner as like an L shape to go upstairs, as well as downstairs into the cellar or the basement there. So that should work out well. And then I think I forgot to mention earlier as well that these pillars here are basically just 2 of these little columns tall. So 8 blocks tall on the sides, and then just on the outsides of these 2 blueprints. So basically 2 of the blueprints wide for this section, and then 1 of these blueprints wide for this front overhang here. So that's how I've designed it. And then I just have 1 of these little columns with the conifer wood block here on the edge of this blueprint, and then another one here that's 2 of these blueprints tall, and same thing on the other side, just mirroring it. So now it's pretty much time to start filling in our walls and deciding maybe where I want a little chimney to go up here. I'm thinking a little chimney kind of on the corner where these 2 roof pieces mesh together, and I can do that before I cover the roof with snow. So to start some of the planning here, I'm going to use my tarred shingle roof block actually as the wall block in these little side sections here. So I'm going to put that there and kind of fill these in. There we go, something like that, as well as on the other side. Perfect. There we go, so those are both filled in. And I'm thinking this big front section here is just going to be a giant window to look out at the snowy night and everything, and I might have like a master bedroom upstairs here, which would be pretty cool. Pretty cool and pretty cozy there. And for the walls here, I'm going to use the conifer wood block. Just gonna snap 1 there and 1 here. I think that should, yeah, that should work out for what I want so far. And then to fill in on these sections, I'm actually going to use the granite ornamented roof block. And I'm just gonna go all the way across here to kind of match up with this roof here. I think this could look kind of cool. Add a little bit of texture and kind of just fill this in because I want this to feel totally open. And this roof block gives an angle on it, which is nice. There we go, something like that, I think. We'll do that same thing on the other side. Yeah, I think without that little section at the top. There we go. Yeah, that'll work. I'll do the same thing on this side as well. And there we go. We have those little front walls filled in. And for the chimney and the wood stove, I think I'm going to have a little wood stove here in the master bedroom. So what I'm first going to do actually is fill in these back walls here with the conifer wood block. Just 1 there, and 1 maybe here and here. Then we could even just block out a little space, let's see, maybe there and here for a little chest to go if we wanted some storage there, since we have a little bit of space. I'll just kind of close in the space a little bit, make it a little more cozy there. And then for the hearth and chimney, let's see, I think I'm going to kind of go right off of the center of this section. So let me go to my single block and make it out of the, let's see, just the normal granite, I think, for this one. And yeah, I want it to be here. It's like 4 blocks right there. It's basically centered on this blueprint right here. Yep, that looks pretty good. Centered on that blueprint, and then maybe I could even kind of go out on all the sides here. Maybe like that, and on this back side. That should do nicely. And basically right above that is where I'm going to have my chimney go. So let's just snap a little column here for now. And I could go up on top of the roof now. And we could check out how that's looking up here. Yep, right there. All right, so let's see. Going to destroy this and just replace it again with the granite, because that's going to be the block for the chimney. I'm not exactly how tall I want it, but that's a good location, I think. That looks pretty nice. Go out of first person to see it from a little farther away. Yeah, I'm happy with that. And then this intersection here, we can destroy those pieces, just like that. And that will be the perfect spot for a little wood stove to go right here, the iron fireplace. So I'll just kind of center it. Let's see, go into first person. So nice so that I can actually see where I'm placing things. And maybe put it right there. That looks good. Then that can kind of tie into the chimney up there. I may even just destroy these top 2 blocks here. Like that. Yeah, so we can kind of see the iron chimney of the wood stove. That looks very nice. And then, let's see here. I think the next step I'm going to do, now that we have that chimney planned out, I think the next thing I'm going to do is to do the snowy roof. So basically for that, if you haven't watched my other videos on doing my mossy roofs, then I basically just take the snow as a terrain material and coat the entire roof, pretty much 1 block at a time. Sometimes I can use the larger blueprints here, but in this case you can see it kind of snaps up to be too high right there, which I don't want. So I'll cover the entire roof 1 block at a time with the snow, and it will look pretty nice. And I will do some more live streams and videos maybe in the future, kind of detailing this process a little bit more, but you get the gist of it. It's just a tedious process of coating the entire roof with snow, but I think it'll look really nice when it's finished. All right, I think I am finally finished putting the snow over the entire roof. This is what it looks like from the top down. I also just kind of took some rocks and placed them around the top of the chimney there, and we'll phase a little torch into it later to make it look like there's a little bit of smoke coming out. But let me fly down here. You can see what it looks like from down below. Check that out. That is looking a lot more wintry. And yes, I will show you how I did the icicles around the rim of it. That is one of my favorite touches. One of the biggest reasons I wanted to do the roof out of the snow terrain material with this build. It just looks so cozy and nice. So basically for those icicles, we're going to go to the terrain block, go to the ice, and then just right under the eaves of the roof here, I just place them 1 by 1, and then they form the little icicles. And it kind of just meshes with the snow terrain block quite nicely. Just like that. Go out of first person, and there's our little icicles. I think that looks super, super nice. So I just did the same thing on the little slopes of the roof there, and that is definitely going to look super cozy when the snowstorms happen and everything. I also went ahead and placed some polished granite steps right here, and I may as well just do a railing around the front here. So maybe something like that on the sides with the stone railing. I really like this piece. I think that'll look good. And then let's see, maybe I'll do the stair railing themselves. You can just snap it and I'll just set it up above like that. So nice that they added angled stair railings. That makes things like this just look super, super great. All right, and then maybe one there and one there, and same thing on this side as well. There and there. Let's check how that looks. Yeah, that's looking awesome. Look at that, looking a lot more like a cozy little winter cabin. I think the next thing I'm going to work on is going to be kind of the front wall right here. I want to do the big window looking out over the lawn and the snow here. So to start doing that, I'm going to fill in all the way around with tarred shingle roof block, doing kind of a pillar up on both sides of these pillars with the conifer wood block there. So I'll continue these all the way up, and then I want to fill in starting from the top down with this tarred shingle roof block as well, because I don't want the very top of the roof to be a window. We're kind of going to enclose the space just a little bit to make it feel a little more cozy rather than leaving the entire thing open. Maybe another row down. This looks pretty good. And then maybe I could even kind of come down on the sides there. Something along those lines for now. That'll work. And then across the entire bottom, I want to do a row of the refined wood block. Mainly because I don't want the window to be all the way down at the floor. I want to start the big window just 1 block up from the floor. I think that'll look nice. And the refined wood block looks similar enough to this tarred shingle roof block in the light color of it. And I don't like how the top of the tarred shingle roof block looks. You can see here it gives like the shingle texture, which wasn't really what I wanted for my windowsill here. So I'm just gonna continue with this across, something like that. That looks pretty good for the frame for the window. And now that we have that as well, I'd love to do a little roof overhang on the front deck here. So I'll go to my 2-meter roofs, and may need to turn snapping off, go into first person building. Let's see, I could place this right here, then maybe turn snapping on again, right here. Oops, I wanted these to be out of the granite shingle roof block. There we go. So right there, and then snap some more off of it. So that's just centered on the blueprint there, and I'll just snap 4 of these, something like that, and then go to this single roof block and just place 1 there and 1 there. And these are just the granite windows here, just kind of acting as some trim alongside the door there. I just think that looks nice. Little roof overhang to kind of cozy up the porch a little bit. I may put some icicles around this one, but technically it's kind of covered by the larger roof overhang above it. So realistically, it wouldn't have a whole bunch of snow sitting on the top of it like the rest of the roof. So I may just leave this one exposed. But now I can get to work on the big window here. And for that, I'm going to use the prison fence pieces. And with snapping on, I'm going to place them about 2 blocks spaced apart across the front opening here. Basically, to create our own custom grid for the window. And then I will continue them up to the roof there. These ones will kind of sit down. These ones will snap directly on top of the 3 below them. And same thing all the way up to the top of the opening. Something like that. That looks pretty good. And then we can rotate them sideways by 90 degrees. And then snap them maybe about there. That looks pretty well spaced out. And continue that all the way across. Right like that. And one on this side. There we go. Check that out. That looks awesome. That's gonna be super cozy in here when I get all of the interior decorations in. If we take a look from the outside here, look at that. That looks really nice. I love the free rotation now to be able to make our own custom windows and all kinds of creative things. So I think with that, I am going to start working on filling in this back wall along with the side walls here. For the back wall, I'm going to fill it in with the conifer wood block here. Just snapping these pieces all the way across. Something like that. And for the side wall, I'm actually going to scroll up to this smaller narrow wall piece and select that to be out of the refined wood. And then with snapping off, I want to kind of place it directly in the center of the wall like that on both sides, because I want to do a big window kind of on these sides as well. And this will just kind of be a placeholder for something like that. And then all the way around it, I'm going to fill in with the tarred shingle roof block again. So every bit of open space around this refined wood panel. The only reason that's there is just to save us from having to place all these roof blocks in that area, since I know I want a window there somewhere, but I'll decide exactly where once I get the rest of these walls filled in. Okay, this is what I ended up doing for the windows here. I just hollowed out the top section of the centerpiece of refined wood, and then used the crisscross pattern of the prison fence pieces for the window frame there. And then going 1 block out from the edges of the window, I stacked on top of each other these conifer wood pillars, just to kind of match what I had done for the front window here. So if we head outside and see what that looks like from out here, this is what those windows look like, and I really, really like that. I decided to do a little bit of trim around them, just using the granite shingles block right above there, and then using the ornate window frames along the sides as trim, and then I just used these tarred shingle roof blocks to create little braces, kind of tying it into the lower level here, which I think looks really, really nice. The next step is to divide the rooms on this top level here. I'm going to divide a little room for the bedroom here, as well as a big master bathroom, and then maybe just a little reading nook area kind of at the top of the stairs here. So to start with that, I'm going to go to my wide wall with the conifer wood, and then on the edge of this floor blueprint here, I'm going to place one of those just like that, and then go to my smaller columns and place them on either side here. I'm just kind of blocking out and planning a little bit here. Then I'm going to turn snapping off, and right on the inside, I think I'm going to angle over and do like an angled doorway on the side. So let's see, I could destroy this section, and that section, and that could be an angled door, and something similar on this side as well. So right there, and then let's see, I'll just go all the way across so I know I'm getting it right first. There we go, something like that. And then 1, 2, and 3 right in there. And then I can continue these up to the ceiling as well. It should look something like this. The walls are continued all the way up to the ceiling there, and I've left a little 7-block tall opening on both of the sides for the doorway. And the reason I'm doing it 7 blocks tall instead of 5 blocks is I thought it could be cool to use the granite window frame to kind of go over the doorways here. You'll see what I'm talking about. I'll kind of add a little bit of trim. So I'm going to rotate it sideways and then rotate it, I think, 9 clicks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, which is at 45 degrees. And then right at the top here, I'm going to kind of aim at, aim here with snapping turned on. And then same thing on this side. I'm going to rotate it back flat, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then aim right over here. And then spin it all the way around. So once it's here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And aim at this side. And over here as well. So let's spin it here, and then 9. Right there, and then aim up here and snap it like that. Maybe that was a little confusing, but I think it looks kind of cool as these little trim pieces above the door, just to kind of make the walls look like they're more at 45 degrees rather than having the pillars come all the way down to the top of the door. Just personal preference there. And I can take the door, and I think for this one I'm going to want the handle, I think on this side. So let me go ahead and use some fine rotation here, and we can rotate this one 9. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then turn snapping off and just barely free place it kind of in the middle of these 2 columns here. Something like that for the door. That looks fantastic. Check that out. We can maybe even go a little closer in toward the bedroom there with that one, but that looks really, really cool. Yeah, I'll bring it kind of more under the trim pieces. So I just love that we can rotate things. It is such a game changer. So there we go. We now have our 2 doors at an angle, one to go out to the stairs and the little reading nook over here, and the other one to go into the bathroom that will be right over here. And for the bathroom, I'm also going to kind of block in a wall right over here with the conifer woodblock again. We can turn snapping on. I think bringing it about right there is good. Let me just check that from this side as well. Yeah, that looks nice. And then continue this all the way up to the ceiling as well right over here. Just to kind of create a wall for the edge of the bathroom. That may end up being a closet as well at some point. Let's see, something like that. And then I think I'll just use the single block to continue filling in the rest. And there we go. There is the wall for the closet of the bathroom, I guess. We could put a little doorway in here so that you can also access the bathroom from the stairs here, but I may just have it be accessible from the bedroom. So this is how big of a space we have for the bathroom. It's going to be awesome. We've got a nice big window here. We could maybe put the little bathtub or a sink there and a shower, and then maybe this little area here could be a big walk-in closet, which I think could be pretty cool. So that's basically how this section is going to work. I could even just place a bed here for now, so you can kind of get the idea of how it's going to look. Something like that in the middle. And it's going to be super, super cozy. I might put a little reading desk over here. Another thing I could also do is destroy these sections. Let's see here. I think right there. Yeah, right there, there, and there. And take my windows again. And let's see, rotate them sideways, and then rotate them 90 degrees like this. And we could even snap a few of them right there, just to kind of sort of match the wall, and then we could have a little bookshelf or something cool up above it on the wall right there. But I just love the look of that. That is super cool. So with that, I think the next step is to start working on this lower level here and figure out where I want to place the fireplace and put the kitchen, because that's going to be the main feature of this level. You can see I've just temporarily placed a little granite fireplace, a little bed for myself to sleep the nights, just so you guys can see me building in the day, and then a little workbench to repair my tools. But yeah, otherwise I'm going to sort of figure out where I want this fireplace and chimney to go. And I think I like the opening for the fireplace about right here. It's right in the center of this floor blueprint that is one in from the right side there. And then I've just blocked out a 4x4 opening right there. And just taken the granite block, placed a few little single granite blocks up here to kind of create the little chimney effect once we place the granite fireplace. And if we head out here, I have just created a little 6-block wide by 2 blocks section that kind of juts out from the foundation here. And that is going to be for our chimney to continue up. So with the granite block, I am going to essentially just continue this entire thing. Oops. All the way up, and then we'll kind of narrow it down from 6 blocks to 4 blocks at a certain height. So I think I'm going to put it, let's see here, I'll kind of put it maybe up to here, and then narrow it down from there at 6 blocks. So let's place some of those, and then maybe this outer section I could even just use the door frame blueprint, rotate it sideways, and just place a few of these here. Sit it down in. There we go. That looks good. And now I think I will go in to 4 blocks. So let's go maybe out a little bit more than that. Right there. Perfect. Yeah, this is going to look good. Okay. I can take my single block and just fill in here to tie it down to the chimney there. There we go. That'll be about the size of my chimney on the back, I think. And I'll just continue this 4 blocks wide section all the way up and cut a little section out of the roof overhang there. Something just like that. I really like that for our chimney here. And then to create some smoke coming out of the top of it, or at least the illusion of smoke coming out of the top, I'm going to destroy these 2 pieces and then take my small stone brazier. And we can just snap 2 of them like that, and then go back to the hammer and hit the undo button twice. And there we go. It's a little hard to see in this lighting, but you can kind of see right above my head there, a little bit of smoke coming out the top of the chimney, which is always a cool effect. And then on the inside here, I can go ahead and place the fireplace. About like that. That looks quite nice, and that will be the location. And then for my kitchen, I'll probably just do like an L-shaped countertop, maybe with some cabinets above it here, and then maybe a little kitchen island about where I'm standing here, and then maybe a little pantry with some shelving and stuff there. And this corner of the space will probably be like a little corner couch and coffee table for the living room. And then I'm not quite sure downstairs yet, but I may turn it into another bedroom or 2, maybe a little bathroom as well, and maybe just a little storage room or workshop down here. So with that, I think I'm actually going to do another live stream doing some interior decoration on this place. And as long as that stream is up, I'll leave the link of it in the description of this video, so you guys can check it out, because I know a lot of you really like seeing my interior decoration process, and I do skip ahead sometimes. But if I included it all in this video, it would make for a really long video. So with that said, I will get back with you soon, and we will do a full walkthrough and tour of everything, and I'll kind of explain it then and what I chose to do for the interior. Alright, here is the finished build, and I am really happy with how it turned out. The live streams with you all went really well, coming up with so many amazing ideas for decorating this place. So without further ado, let's do a full walk around of the outside, and then I will take you on a tour of the inside. So this is the front, obviously. You guys have seen this. I love the icicles hanging down. and the roof lines. This build just fits the environment and the biome so nicely. Really, really happy with that. On the back side, I just have 3 small windows on the upper level there. So it's pretty simple on the back here. But there's just a full walk around of the build. And I will show you guys this at night as well in a minute, so you can see how the lighting looks in the dark, because it's so, so cozy. So as we go up on the deck here, I have some outdoor furniture here, just some chairs, and a little chair and a table there, which I think is nice. And now we can head on inside. And on the right here, I have the kitchen, which I am super, super happy with. Again, we came up with so many great ideas. I always love live streaming with you all, and takes longer than expected, but I had so much fun decorating this place. So came up with these cool little lights over the kitchen island here that are basically an upside down silver plate and an upside down candle to look like a little light bulb. And they give a soft glow at night. It looks really nice. But I'm really, really happy with this. We have a little oven, little sink, some cabinets. Super happy with this kitchen. And then it's similar to how we did the upstairs bedroom. I have another door at an angle here, 45-degree angle, for a little walk-in pantry. So we've just got some food storage, little shelf for some dishes and plates and everything, and then the yellow luminescent block up top to give some soft light in the pantry there. And then we head over to this side of the room where we have a living room. Super cozy, just some little rugs and couches, little chandelier. I really, really like that. And before we head upstairs, I will head downstairs to show you what I did down there. Basically turned this half of the room into like a wine cellar, where you've got some barrels for fermenting the wine, some sacks of grain and pallets, and kind of wanted a rustic cellar basement vibe, but still really cozy. So we've just got kind of the distilleries or the brewing stations here from The Alchemist. Thought they fit nicely there. And some little couches and chairs around the flame altar here, which is really nice. Kind of cozies up the space. And then a little storage crafting room right over here. And then to the left, we head into this door here, where we have a small bathroom. I have a larger bathroom upstairs, but this small bathroom turned out really nice. I've kind of never done this design before, but I think it worked out. We have the little toilet here on the right, and a sideways rotated wooden mug for a toilet paper roll, which I just think was a brilliant idea. Someone told me I could do that on the stream, and yeah, I absolutely love all of these amazing ideas. So huge shout out to you all for joining the streams and coming up with these together. So I used a shield wall emblem and rotated it backwards for a mirror above the sink. It's not very reflective, but it kind of gives the illusion of a mirror there. And I think that looks pretty nice. And then a little shower on this side here with a little banner kind of acting as a shower curtain. And again, some of the dividers and the yellow luminescent blocks there for some light. So very small bathroom, but it worked out okay. And then we head around here, and off to the right is the bedroom. Just a small bedroom in the basement with a little desk and a study area there, and a very small closet, which basically just kind of juts out into the bathroom there. So I think this design worked out really, really well. It's a good use of the basement. Maybe the, little guest or something could stay down here, and just did lots of rugs to sort of make it cozy so you're not walking on the cold stone floor all the time. But yeah, I like the basement. It's a little cluttery and imperfect, but that was kind of what I was going for there. So now heading upstairs, we have the little reading nook right off the bat at the top of the stairs. Just a little couch and bookshelves and things. And I also did one of those hanging lamps over here, which is really nice. I also chose to put the yellow luminescent blocks along the roof ridge, which gives a really awesome, warm glow to the inside of the build at night. And I really liked how that kind of shined out the windows and just gave a super cozy vibe, like the cabin was very lived in and someone was home. So now we go into here, which is the bedroom. One of my favorite spots. It's now snowing outside. Check that out. It is such a perfect view. Look at that. It's especially cozy at night up here, but just the big window there and sort of the master bedroom. This is kind of just a big master bedroom suite upstairs in this build. Got a little desk and reading area. And then going off to the bathroom. And this is the big bathroom, the master bath. We've got a little shower, Little shampoo and soap rack there, towel racks, all kinds of awesome ideas. Just using the little food item stands from the farmer to place those down. And then I rotated them sideways for like a little spout on the tub there, as well as little spouts on the sinks right here, which I think turned out really nicely. Looks pretty cool. So yeah, it's kind of just a larger bathroom there. We've got the little toilet back here, again with the little toilet paper roll, which I think looked pretty cool. So there's the big bathroom. I really like how cozy that is. Then we head into here, and this is the closet. So just some armor stands, shelves, little suitcase and chest, and another little window here. So it's a fairly good-sized closet. I really like the space that we have up here. We've got some snow flurries coming through the window because it's not a solid pane of glass, but yeah, I just love the vibe up here. It is super cozy just sitting up here and looking out over the wintry landscape there. So this is definitely one of my favorite designs. I absolutely love the layout. So now let's check it out at nighttime. All right, here is how the cabin looks at night. And I really like how bright the snow is, kind of reflecting the moonlight there. It is definitely really cozy. And as you can see, what I was talking about earlier, how there's just a soft yellow glow kind of coming through the windows here, which makes it very approachable and cozy at night. If you're kind of a traveler wandering and want a place to stay, I just really love how it turned out. It looks so nice. So if we head inside here, you can kind of see there the little lamps on the deck, just providing a cozy light there. And I know a lot of you like to see the inside at night, so we'll just walk around for a little bit in here. And you can see there the lights over the kitchen island here, how they kind of glow and provide some light at night. I also hid some candles up above the cabinets for kind of some ambient lighting up there. So it's really nice. I really, really like it. Very cozy. Going downstairs, this is what it looks like down here. It's a pretty cozy build. I think it's well lit, but I kind of wanted to keep it dimly lit. So a lot of candles and soft lights here versus something really bright. So there's a little lamp over the reading area there. Really like it. And my favorite spot up here, and imagine if it's, yeah, kind of a snowstorm at night and things too. It really is cozy up here. Really, really love it. The contrast of the dark blue of the winter night and the gold here. It just fits so well. It kind of inspires me maybe to do a wintry village sometime. But yeah, really, really happy with it. It is so cozy, one of my favorite layouts. So I hope you enjoyed this build, and if you did, then be sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe. And I also wanted to mention that if you'd like to download this build and check it out in more detail, then the world files will be available for bronze members on YouTube here or Patreon. So I'll leave a link in the description for that if you're interested. And a huge shout out to all of my existing channel members. Thank you all so much for the support. And with that said, I will see you all in the next one. Cheers.